All right, all right, all right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you, wherever you are in this beautiful world. Welcome to our Wednesday morning Inner Circle Live session. I'm your host, Ryan Carthage. We'll be joined shortly by my awesome partner, Mr. Benny Allen. Hope everybody is having an awesome, awesome morning. Some folks, it may be afternoon for you, getting there. So hope your day's going well. We're going to dive in. Got some interesting things happening, bouncing around overnight, early morning in other countries. So we'll take a look at it. So as always, let's turn off all distractions, prepare your minds and your bodies to engage as you guys always do. And for the courtesy of everybody on the call, please ensure that your mic is muted if you're not actively asking a question or making a comment. All right. So let's get to it. Let's get over here to trading economics. All right, so real quick, drop me one in the chat if you can hear me okay, and if you can see my trading economics screen. Perfect. So, British economy back to contraction. British economy contracted by 0.3% in August, following a downwardly revised 0.1% rise in July. And compared to the market expectation of a flat reading, production fell by 1.8% and was the main drag, led by a fall in manufacturing and a greater level than usual of maintenance in the North Sea oil and gas. Services were also lower, right? So things are starting to contract or show contraction, right? Other thing that we want to look at is right here. So some interesting conversations happening yesterday that weren't necessarily public, but pound traded near $1.10 on Wednesday after shortly falling below 105 earlier in the session as investors were digesting recent comments from the Bank of England officials. The Bank of England reiterated its plans to end its program of temporary gilt purchases on Friday after Financial Times reported that the central bank has signaled privately to bankers that it could extend its emergency bond buying program. Right? Interesting. They didn't say that publicly. They made a public statement, and then on the backside, to the people that are managing the money to ease their fears, hey, we could extend this thing a little bit. Meanwhile, fresh data showed the British economy shrank in August. And is headed close to a recession, while industrial production shrank much more than expected. The sterling was under heavy selling pressure amid persistent concerns of the country's economic outlook and the new tax plan announced last month. All right. So it's going to be interesting to see how this part here, this private conversation, plays out on the New York Open. Right. There was some initial reactions overnight. And we'll take a look at the pound pairs quickly to see what these where it pushed price. But it's interesting where these things, how these things happen. So that's what happened for the pound. Euro area is still taking a beating, and iron ore falls near 11-month lows. Okay, so we got some contraction happening. And markets still contracting. Okay. Excuse me. So that's really it from a fundamental perspective so far. To the calendar today, right? This is that GDP data that we talked about, right? 0.3% decrease. Later on today, we have PPI numbers coming out for the United States at 8:30. Then we have President Lagarde speaking at 9:30. I believe she's speaking at that conference. Yeah, she's speaking at the conference in Washington, D.C. as well. So it'd be interesting to hear her statements, right? That could cause some volatility in the euro, just like the comments yesterday caused volatility in the pound. All right. And then at 2:00, we got FOMC meeting minutes, right? Give insight on what the conversation was. So definitely could cause some additional volatility there. Okay. So, and then Thursday, we got CPI data. Okay, but that's today. We could have some volatility starting at around 8:30, right? 8:30. You got core PPI numbers, right? And then President Lagarde at 9:30. So we'll keep our eyes peeled on those things. All right. 1 second. All right. Good morning, everybody that just joined us. Benny, good morning, bro.
Ryan, what's going on, man?
Man. Interesting morning, dude. Interesting morning.
I see. Good morning, everybody.
Bank of England making some comments privately saying that they could extend this program. They didn't say it publicly, but they told some bankers privately. So,
man,
caused those pounds to pull back like you were talking about last night.
Yeah, it rallied a bit, but I'm thinking still short. I see the I was looking at that this morning at that iron ore. Fell to an 11-month low, man. So that doesn't bode well for the Aussie at all.
Doesn't bode well at all, man. Doesn't bode well at all. I'm short on the pound too.
Yep.
We'll run through and we'll take a look at some of those retracements that you talked about last night. See where this news pushed those. So Ebony did the banker snitch. I think they did. Somehow this information always randomly leaks out, right?
Yeah, I was confused about that. I'm like, so how did, like, if they didn't announce it publicly, who said what? And how do we know that? Interesting.
There's I forget what show that was, Benny, but there's I think it was a YouTube video. But a lot of times what happens is these backdoor conversations happen, and then somebody mentions it to somebody else, and then somebody else goes and talks to somebody else, right? In what do they call it? While remaining anonymous. Yeah, while remaining anonymous. So, but to the government, right? They want to make sure that they protect the people that they want to protect, basically, right? So those conversations will definitely happen. But I definitely think a banker snitched. He told somebody else that has a connect with some news sources. So it happens all the time, Mary. It happens all the time. Yeah, Martha Stewart for sure, but they only move the people that they want to move. So yeah. But that's the fundamental perspective, right? Let's hop over to the charts. Any questions from on the fundamental side outside of who snitched? Nope. All right, cool deal. Let's take a look at a couple of these pound pairs. Here and pound Aussie, right? Started to make its way back down. Saw it pushing up yesterday to this weekly level. It retracted, but it pushed right back up to that daily level, right? So that news about this backdoor conversation pushes up to this daily level, right? So still sitting at this 8-6 retracement zone. Now we're sitting at a level of daily resistance, okay? Drop down, this is what that looks like, right? So coming in, it could give us that double top that we talked about, right? It had a strong push down, push back up, broke that previous high at that weekly level. So we'll see how the market responds here at this daily resistance. See if we get price to turn back over, just like it did yesterday, and start making its way back down to the downside to give us that double top in that 118, 127 zone. All right. So that's on the 4. Okay. So keep this close. Right? Keep this close. This is that double top. That's the double top, right? So if we get price to turn over, that'll bear us on the watch. Now, if price does break this daily level, right, look forward to press higher. Okay. But I'm looking for this to turn over at some point, right? So we drop down here to the 1. Same story, right? Still sitting in that 118, 127 zone on the 1 hour as well. Okay. So we'll look for price to turn over here, give us some signals of price to retrace, and then we can look for that short opportunity. Okay, run that fib just like that. I mean, a trend line, just like that. Okay. So give price to turn over, give us a swing high to break back below that weekly level. And if we get a break of that trend line, that's some good confirmation there of price pushing to the downside. Okay. So you can track this off the 1 hour or the 4 hour, depending on, or even the daily if you want, right? Depending on the time frame that you trade on, right? If you track it off the 4, you can drop your 382. That 382, right? And your 61.8, like so. Okay. You can track it that way, right? If you want to track it off the daily, okay. If this thing really turns over, gives us that nice swing high and breaks back below the support level here, right? This is actually a new daily, yeah, technically daily support level here. All right, so we got daily support, break back below that daily support level, right? And it gives us a new swing high, right? To confirm that daily level, look out, right? We could be headed at least back down to this all-time low, but matching the extension is here at 155,610. Okay, so tons of opportunity there as we get price to turn over. Okay. Questions here on the pound Aussie. You can track this off of any of the 3 levels, depending on your trading style, how long you're looking to hold that trade, right? Even if you wanted to drop down to the 15, even if you wanted to drop down here, right? You could bring your 1 hour fib down, or let's see. That one's a little choppy there. Yeah, that's a little choppy there. So we'll leave that out. I would bring, if I was going down to the 15, I'd bring my 1 hour fib down to the 15. And then I'd wait on that trend line break. Right. And that's how I'd play it if I was looking for the shorter term moves. Okay. No questions on this pound Aussie?
No, sir.
Full deal. Pound CAD. So on this one, right, you got a couple things happening. So daily fib there to the upside. Okay, came back, retested that monthly level. Okay, so here on the 4, right, ran the fibs off the high as well, right? Ran the fibs from there. So here we have 8-6 retracement. And take this out real quick. 8-6 retracement. Price started making its way to the downside. You got the strong bearish candle, right? And you see prices coming back to retest that bearish candle, right? It hasn't broken the high, struggling to get back above this monthly level, previous monthly level that it broke back through. Okay, so this is another one, right? Still up in that zone on the 4, still high in the zone. Looking for this one also. Start turning back over and making its way back to the downside. Okay. All right. This is your trend line. You got your lower highs and lower lows. Bang, right? Stays below your trend line and stays below this monthly level, right? Look for those lower highs and lower lows to continue. Okay. So beautiful retracement there. So what this looks like on the 1 hour time frame is this, right? I got my up fib running there, tracking it overall. But this is the sub fib here that I want to hone in on, right? This is one of the retracements that Benny talked about last night. Pushed right up into that 618 zone, right? Pushed right up into that 618 zone. Now we're starting to get a reaction, okay? So if you're not in this trade to the downside, this is opportunity for you, right? If your rules are met, play this back to the downside. And even if you play it just off of this sub fib here to the downside, you're still looking at, right, 100 pip stop loss or a 300 pip take profit. So that's a 3-to-1 play right there. All right. 3-to-1 opportunity. So this is one, take a look at it, right? Opportunity here for us, especially if we close back below this monthly level, right? If we don't, we could see it drift a little bit higher, but let your rules be met, right? If you want to drop down to the 15 here and run your trend lines or play the cloud break, you could do that, right? So here on the 15, you got a double top scenario. Price is making its way to the downside, okay? So you can play your cloud break on that with all your confirmations, okay? Or you can run your trend lines to the upside, like so. There we go. Okay. And wait on your trend line break. All right. So that's what it is. That's what it is. 8-6 retracement. You got an 8-6 extension. So that fib should be completed. Let's see. Might have missed it by a pip or so. 51309. Just barely missed it. Right. So we could see potentially one more push up here to get to that 127D extension, right? Based off of this lower time frame fib. But we'll see, right? So wait on the confirmations here, wait for it to turn over and press down. Okay. But this is another one setting up for us off the higher time frames. Questions here on the pound CAD? No. Cool deal. Give me 1 second. All right. Cool deal. All right, so that's the pound CAD. Pound dollar. Whoops, what just happened there? There we go. Pound dollar. Similar story, but not exactly, right? We're getting a pullback on it, right? So here on the daily, we got a 50% retracement. This is your new fib here. Got a 50% retracement, pressing down, trying to pull back a little bit. This will be based more on the dollar, which we'll take a look at the dollar index in a second. But down to the 786 retracement, press down, right? So we're creating these lower highs and lower lows here as well, right? Another scenario, we had a strong bearish candle, broke the support. Now we're getting a pullback to retest that bearish candle. Haven't broken the top that high yet, right? So looking at this one also to turn over, right? As long as it doesn't press back up and take out this high here at 114, right? But this is also a swing high on the 4-hour. So this would be a lower time frame level of resistance, right? So you can use that as well as an indicator. But retesting that candle, looking for this to turn over and press down to the downside, right? Matching the extension here. I didn't realize this yesterday, but matching the extension 786 retracement is right at parity. Right at parity at this 127. So long term, I'm looking for this thing to continue to press to the downside as well. Okay. That's the pound dollar. Looking short. Okay. On the 1, this is what that looks like, right? Got a 382 push here. and then it pressed down. This is the strong bearish candle. This is the retracement of that breakdown. And then we'll look for this to continue down to the matching D extension off of that sub fib and even deeper off of this 1 hour fib at some point taking out the A. Okay. So my bias here is bearish until we get something that says otherwise. Questions here on the pound dollar?
No, sir.
Full deal. Pound yen. Let me update this real quick. New level of daily resistance here. I don't have any of these daily levels. Get all of them put in there. All right, so those are daily levels. Not sure what happened there. We'll take that out, take that out. All right, so ranging, right? Ranging here, strong push down, strong reaction. We'll look to see if this one turns over. This one will be interesting because it also has to do with the yen, okay? Let's do this. I'm gonna clean these out. I'm gonna drop all of these down just to make sure we got everything. We're on the same page. There we go. There we go, there we go. All right. So this is that strong bearish candle that's getting retested right now as well, right? Strong bearish candle from yesterday. This is the retest of that candle, right? Still staying below that 4 hour resistance level, okay? So a couple ways to look at this, right? Oops.
I know one of the things you touched on recently was the money games. You just saw Alabama State play against UCLA.
Tony, you got a question?
No, I'm good.
All right. All right, so actually, no, it's only one way to look at this. Run the fib from the low to the high. Bang. Okay. Shallow retracement at 118 and 127 zone. We're getting this breakdown. Still haven't gotten to the 382 yet. Right? Push down. This is the level of support. This is the level of resistance. Right? So this is going to be potentially a new range for us until we break lower. Okay. So retesting that candle. Another one. Looking forward to turn over and press down. We'll see how the New York session opens, but see how they take that news. But this is what we're looking for. This thing to turn over and continue to press to the downside. All right, so we get down to the 1 and similar story here. Okay, similar story, right? Got some indecision happening right now, and we'll look for it to turn over and press down. If we run a sub fib off the high here, right? This was that retracement, 50%, came back to retest that 50%, and we'll look to see if we get a double top action here, and turn over and press to the downside. Okay. Questions on the pound yen? Hey, Dewan, you got a question? I'm not sure what you mean you don't have a chat option. Did you leave out? No audio. Okay. So, Dewan, I don't see you in my list to unmute you, man. Try logging out and logging back in.
Yeah, I'm sure he's got the updated version for Zoom.
Yeah, I'm not even seeing his name on the list.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. Cool deal. So that's the pound yen. All right. Take a look at this pound New Zealand. Still in that range, right? Just the 4-hour look. Take that out. We're still in this range though. Okay. We got off of the sub fib, we got a 50% retracement, right? Created almost a double bottom look here, but we'll see if we stay below this high and turn over and press back down as well to get to the matching D extension here, right? Break back below this weekly level and stay below that level. This is my 4-hour fib. I copied it so I could keep it on, but there we go. All right, so that's what the fib looks like there. At a shallow retracement, created a higher than that B boundary, right? But broke down. This is that crown pattern that Benny broke down yesterday as well. Right. And ultimately looking for this to turn over and continuous move to the downside. Okay. That's what we're looking for here. All right. We bounce back to the daily time frame. Take that out. That fib got taken out. So we'll remove this as well. And we're just looking here. All right. So this is our daily fib to the upside. We created a new AB boundary and we're pressing lower. Okay. Pressing lower. So now we skip down to the 1. Okay. And we're still hovering in this range, a 236 zone, not able to break below just yet. Okay. But my bias on this one is also still short. Okay. I know things that are happening with the New Zealand crosses and with the pound crosses, so we'll watch it closely. But I am looking for this one to turn back over as well and continue to press to the downside. Okay. Looking for that crown pattern to finish out. Okay. So with this one, right, just be patient with it if you're not in it already, and wait for your rules to be met. Potentially wait for it to get back to the top of this small range here. Okay. That's your range that it's playing in. Could come back to the top of that range. Okay. So allow it to do its thing. Once it gets there, gives you a swing high, get you a trend line break, then look to go short with it. Okay. So that's the pound New Zealand. Questions here?
Nope, I think we're good.
Cool deal. And then the pound Swissy. Right. Just real quick. This is the sub fib retracement, right? Sub fib retracement coming back into that 50% zone. 50%, 61.8, right? So we'll look for this one also to turn over and press down. Okay. Look for that to turn over and press down. Let's bounce back now. We'll clean this out. It'll look messy. Come back to the daily. This is our daily look. 618 retracement. We're making our way down. Daily resistance there. Okay. This is just a pullback potentially for another move to the downside. We were looking at this over the long term, trying to move back up, but don't know if that occurs. Don't know if that occurs. So we'll see. We'll watch it closely. But retracement phase right now. See if we get if this pullback finishes on the lower time frame and turns over and presses deeper, potentially back down to this lower consolidation range here. Okay. 4. Let's see what happened here. All right. There we go. Okay, so see here on the 4 hour, that fib got taken out. Push up. Okay. Those can go. Bang. All right. So we're sitting at a 38.2 retracement right now. And this is that bearish candle from yesterday, right? Just like these other pound pairs. Bearish candle, retest the candle, right? Coming back to retest that zone of consolidation. Now looking at this serving as a resistance level. Okay. Resistance level. All right. So that's the zone. Looking for this to turn over, press down. Now, if it continues to press higher, cool. Allow it to do its thing. We'll see what happens at this higher level at 128, right? But it may not. It may not. Okay. So we'll watch that and look for it to turn over once our rules are met. Be able to play it to the downside on lower time frame if you're not in that already. Okay. Whoops. So we'll get back to the one. And this is that move. Okay. This is that move. Right. So on the 15, if you're watching this, you can run your fib off the low. Bang. Shallow retracement of 118 and 127 zone, you're getting your consolidation. Right. So this is where you could map your entry out off the 15-minute time frame using the cloud or your trend lines. Right. Cloud's a little bit ways away there, right? Next, just broke above the cloud there. Okay. We can run your trend line to the upside. Like so. You want a strong bearish break here, right? Not sideways. If it continues to move sideways, just adjust your trend line to the outermost point, right? But strong bearish break, give us that opportunity to ride that back down. Okay. Questions on the pound Swissy? Nope. All right, cool deal. The other was Aussie Swiss. This one is an interesting scenario. Aussie Swiss. So any questions on any of those pounds before I move on? No? Okay.
Hi, morning. Can I see your 15-minute again, please?
On that pound Swiss?
Yes, please. Oh, okay, thank you.
Got it? All right. Aussie Swiss. So things aren't boding well for the Aussie right now. Iron ore at 11-month lows, right? So here on the daily, that's our new AB boundary here. Push down to this daily support level, 62,257, right? And we're getting a reaction here, just shy of that 118 level, okay? So coming into some key levels, looking at potentially turning around, right? Now, we'll have to play this one with quite a bit of caution, right? We looked at it last week. It didn't move in our favor, but we'll look at it again since it came to this daily support level, right? As we drop down to the 4, you'll also see that the D extension was hit as well, right? That shallow retracement we're looking to play didn't play out, okay? Momentum is just strong to the downside, right? Aussie taking a beating. So don't jump into it, but play it with caution. And if all the rules are met, if we get an opportunity to play this back to the upside, right? As it creates a new swing low here, could give us at least a little bit of a retracement here, okay? We'll look at it on the lower time frame to see what that looks like. But this is the opportunity potentially coming up for at least a small retracement to come back and retest this daily level. And then if it breaks that, it could head higher. Okay. As we get down to the 1, you'll see, right? We drifted down into that 118, 127 zone, right? Right in line with that daily support level. So this is what I'm looking for, potentially at least get us back here to this daily level. If that occurs, if we get a boost of some sort, right, in the Aussie. Okay. Again, play with caution. wait for your additional confirmations to be met, right? If they're not met, don't trade it, right? Don't rush into it, okay? But potential opportunity on an 80-20 scenario if we get things to soften up a little bit on the Aussie. Okay, so watch this one and see if it meets our rules. All right, we drop down to the 15. This is what it looks like on the cloud, just moving sideways right now, right? Nothing doing, but if we get it, we could have that opportunity for 50, 70 pips to the upside. Okay. Questions on the Aussie Swiss? No? Okay, cool deal. CAD Swiss. This one's just ranging right now. Nothing doing here. No, nothing on that one. The other one I was looking at. Benny, you got any pairs that you're watching right now, man?
No, man. Just looking to add to the positions that I already have in, with some of the ones that's moving in our direction right now.
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
it.
For sure. Cool deal. So those are all the pairs that I have to cover this morning. We got some time left. If you guys have anything that you are looking at, take a minute, drop it into the chat, and we can go over it and see what your thoughts are. No, nobody has anything. Okay. Euro Swiss. Let's see. Yes, I'm still in this retracement. So daily time frame, right? Trying to make our way out of this 80-20 zone. Trying to make our way out of this 80-20 zone, right? Been pressing back down, got some uncertainty. Yeah, AJ, for sure. Definitely. Came to this level of daily resistance, press down, right? Strong move up. We got a retracement happening. Okay. So we'll see. We got President Lagarde speaking this morning. So we'll see if anything happens here that causes this to gives us a catalyst to push back to the upside. But we're in a retracement phase right now, nonetheless. We drop down to the 4 and we see that retracement happening here, right? Shallow retracement 118 and 127 zone. And we're just hovering right around this B boundary level, previous resistance levels in the past, right? So we're just hovering right here right now. We'll see if we get this deeper push, right? We got to wait and see what happens. Because not in our zone yet. So we'll see how the conferences today, how the market reacts to those, but there's nothing doing right now. I would love to see a deeper retracement on this, right? At least to this 50% level, give an opportunity to a good opportunity to add back to this long. But based on how things are going, we may not get it. But we'll see. We'll see how the rest of the day and the rest of the week plays out. But in this upward retracement zone, nonetheless, there. Okay. As we drop to the 1, price is making its way to the downside. Still hasn't taken out that A just yet on this up fib. Right? Hasn't taken out the A just yet, but it may. Okay. You run a sub fib from top to bottom. Matching D extension is here, which is trying to make its way to, right? And at that point, it would take out the A. And these would be your fibs running to the downside. Okay, so be patient on this one. Who knows? We might get that push down this morning. And then, excuse me, and then have our catalyst, right, for that move back to the upside. But be patient here. Nothing doing right now. What are you thinking on this, Mary?
Sorry, I'm bullish on it.
Bullish. So you're just waiting on the low
Yes.
price then, eh? Yeah. I'm in agreement with that. I'm bullish too. I have a position in. The reason I want that lower price is so I can add to my position. Right. So I'm in agreement with you on the bullish piece. Yeah. I'm bullish on most of these euro pairs. Just waiting on these retracements to complete, right, and give good low prices to be able to then add to the trade, moving to the upside. Okay, so in agreement there. Cool deal. Any questions on the Euro Swiss?
Hey, Ryan.
Hey, what's up, Brad?
Hey, just a question regarding adding to the trade. When you're waiting now for you're waiting for a low price to add to it. Is that what you're doing?
Yes, sir. My bias is bullish, so I'm waiting on a low price. I'm watching this one off the 4-hour time frame, right? So I'd love for price to come down to this. I'd love price at least this 50% retracement in this scenario, but preferably 618. I'd love that retracement to come like that. And then I'd be able to add an additional position here.
Okay. Basically, an additional deep retracement setup.
Yep. Because right now,
But you're okay with it hitting even around the 50%. Is that only in a scenario for yourself when you're adding to a trade, or is that how you trade typical on a deep retracement? So in the 50 to the 618.
There's a caveat in my rules, right? We got a level of support here, right?
Yeah.
In previous consolidation at that 50% level. So at key levels of support, right? It's not a daily level, but this is a 4-hour level of support where we had a decent amount of consolidation in zones like this. I'll add to with a 50% retracement. I still place my stop outside the A, still give it the room to breathe. But in scenarios like this where I have a decent level of support, right, a key level of support on different time frame, then that's when I'll add that caveat in.
Okay, it gives you that little bit more sense of security that it'll hold around there.
Yeah, for sure. Right. And like I said, I still give it the space. So my stop is still below the A. Right. So if it does drift lower, I'm okay with that. Right. And I calculate the risk on it, so I understand how much it is.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
You're welcome. All right. Add to it for that. Any other questions here on the Euro Swiss? Mary, I'll take a look at the Euro GBP, but yes, I'm more bullish on the Euro than I am on the pound. And we'll take a look at it in a second here. GBPCAD. This is a fun one. GBPCAD. So let's take the cloud off. Right, it's pressing down. We hit the D extension. Now we're trying to form a low here. See if we get a press back to the upside. Okay. See if we get a press back to the upside. Let me see something real quick. Just want to make sure I got these in there right. I know I was off. There we go. There we go. So we haven't got to the D extension yet. My apologies, right? Just barely missed that 382 level there. Came down to this monthly support. Created a monthly support level, right? We'll see if we get another push down to get to that D extension on the daily. We may not. We'll see. But daily level, monthly level of support, working to create a swing low here. Okay, so that's going to be key for us to watch. All right, so let's move down to the time frames for the 4. Run our fib again off the high. So here on the 4, 618 retracement. So that D extension on the 4 is in line with that daily D extension, right? So we just missed it on both levels. Okay, just missed it on both levels. So we'll see if we get another push down to get to that level. That's yet to be seen. All right, but I'd love for that to get hit, seeing as that D extension is in line on both time frames. Right. I would definitely love for that D extension to get hit there.
Yeah, I'm keeping my eyeballs on this one and see what happens. And be patient.
Yeah, for sure. What are you looking for?
I want to buy it. Yeah, buy it up. Okay. But if it hits, it is pretty close to that D extension. So, but I noticed there was a cluster there yesterday. I hadn't looked at it today, but I noticed yesterday, I think from the daily, it was like a cluster there of support. So, and it had broke the cloud on the 15 minutes. So I was like, okay, maybe it, but yeah.
Yeah, we're definitely ranging right now. Definitely ranging right now. Yeah, be patient on this one. Be patient on this one. That would have been your trend line break like that. And then we just push sideways. Yeah, I'd be patient. I would like to see another push to the downside, but so that may not happen. Push sideways through the cloud here. So another way you can look at this for an additional level of confirmation, right? You see we broke through the cloud, price did, right? And you got your TK crossover, but your lagging span hasn't broken through yet. So this could be a confirmation point for you, is that lagging span to break through the cloud as well, right? You got your bullish cloud ahead. Once that lagging span breaks above, that could be additional confirmation for us for that to move to the upside. So that's something you could potentially add to your list.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. But yeah, we'll watch that one closely. We'll see what happens with it. Good eye, good eye, good eye. Questions on the NZD CAD? Oh, all right, cool deal. Let's take a look at the 0 GBP. So, Euro GBP. Got a ton happening, right? This is all that pound noise, right? Pull back, and we're starting to try to make our way back to the upside, right? Just trying to push back up. Okay. I know that daily look doesn't look very nice, but here on the 4, had another fib coming off the low, I believe. Let's see. Whoops. Oh, we took that A out. Okay, cool beans. So, all right, we're pressing down. Okay, pressing down. We're hovering at this level of weekly support, right? Hovering at this level of weekly support. Yesterday we had this bullish push, right? That was that breakdown in the pound, right? Governor Bailey said, hey, you got till Friday to figure it out. That's the bullish push against the pound here, right? This is the retracement to retest that level. So my thing on this one is, as long as we stay above this weekly level here, right? As long as we stay above that level, I'm bullish on this, okay? I got my fib running to the downside because that's the most active here on the 4, right? We can run a sub fib to the upside if we want it, right? But we'll look at that on the 1-hour time frame. But that's what I'm looking at. So as long as we stay above this weekly level, I'm bullish on this, okay? So as we get down to the 1, this is what we got. We got a couple things here on the 1, right? You had shallow retracement. Sorry, my screen is jumping all over the place. Shallow retracement, 118, 127 zone, push, right? It's one piece. Got some sideways movement, and then this is that bullish push yesterday, right? Come back to retest. So still haven't gotten to that 382 on the one, right? If you run your sub fib, this is what Benny was looking at here, right? You run your sub fib off of this. Make this a little bit bigger. You got your nice 618 retracement, came back to that zone 3 times, right? Came back to that zone 3 times, then we got our breakout to the upside. Matching D extension is here at 88,969, which is in line with that 382 on that down fib. Okay. So even if this fib is the only one that finishes out, where price currently is, we've still got a little ways to go, 118 pips, right? From my entry, 87340. All right, still got a little bit to go. Okay, so I'm still bullish on that, Mary, for those reasons, right? Now, if we, for whatever reason, if this thing turns over and we break back below this weekly level and then take out the A, that'll change my bias. But that will cause for some a lot of bullish action coming out of the Bank of England. We'll see if it happens. But until it happens, my bias will be bullish on this one, right? Get to some of these higher levels, at least on that 1 hour time frame. And then we'll look to see what happens here on the 4. So if we get a deeper push here on the 4. Okay. Questions on that? That makes sense? You're welcome. No questions there. Okay, cool deal. Any other pairs you guys want to take a look at before we wrap it up? Benny, you got anything before we close this thing out, man?
No, sir. Just continue to be patient. These longer swings is just, hey, once they get going and going in the right direction, which a lot of them are, it's just a matter of looking for the corrections to add to the position, or if you missed that initial entry, right, looking for an opportunity to get in. But I mean, it's moving pretty good so far. Pairs seem to be moving in the directions that we projected, you know, coming out of our weekly rituals and things like that. So, hey, always be patient, use proper risk management. And I look forward to seeing everybody tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Great session, man. Appreciate you.
Hey, appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you, man. All right, good people. Tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with my brother, my partner, Mr. Benny Allen. We'll see you guys later. Have an awesome day. Peace.
Thanks.
You're welcome.